Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Thanksgiving trailer. Welcome back. Um, happy Thanksgiving to all of you. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're spending it with your families, and I hope you are doing well on this Thanksgiving Day, eating lots of food. I sure am because I am one of those people that likes to eat a bunch of food during the holidays. So, um, but anyways, so today's stream is gonna look a little bit more like fun, cause let's see. So I got maybe like one, two, three, four videos up here of the Nintendo DS trailers here. We're gonna be watching those in maybe about a bit, and maybe we'll get to do maybe like a tier list sort of. I really don't know what to even expect, but we're gonna do what we can here in maybe about like an hour, half an hour, depending, you know, we'll do everything we can. So I wanna start by saying hi to everybody and everybody who is gonna come to the stream today. Um, you guys are the ones that support me. I hope you guys are good to go, and I hope you are well. I hope you are staying safe during this time as well. And also, guys, if you want to ask any questions during the stream, you can in the chat. Please, please, when you ask the questions, please keep them appropriate because, well, I I don't want anything to happen to this stream, and so I don't want to I don't want to have any problems during the stream as well. So that's another issue. So if you guys have any questions at all, please leave them in the chat. But remember, guys, again, um, you guys have to be appropriate when it comes to your questions, and you can ask any random questions as long as it's appropriate, and you can ask any video game questions as well relating to video games. So, um, yeah, thank you, and that's probably all I'm gonna say uh, in the beginning. So, all right. So I got the chat started. Um, so if you guys have not checked out my stories yet, I've always posted every stream into my stories. It, that's basically what I've done for these streams. So if you guys are not checking out my stories or my social medias, please do so since you can get to the streams there. And I know it might be kind of a extra step to get to the streams that way, but I'm gonna keep this like it you guys if you guys would want to. So yeah, so we'll get this stream started. So I'm gonna actually watch. We're gonna actually watch like the announcement trailer for this. So I know that the second video. I know that I got nervous in the last stream when I showed this video off, and I did, and I have really good reason for that. So we're gonna do this again, and we're gonna watch it. So here we go.
Well, the wait is over. This is Nintendo DS. From the time we announced its code name, you've known these initials to represent the most obvious feature, dual screens. But that's not what the initials stand for to us. DS has a much larger and more relevant meaning. DS, Developer's System. In creating DS, we've given the world's most talented game makers new tools to work with, new ways to express their imaginations, and of course, in the end, new enjoyment for all of us. The result is this. DS not only changes Nintendo, it changes our industry. Here's a brand new Metroid game playing on Nintendo DS. The same way you'll be playing it tomorrow. Targeting and shooting now moves beyond buttons. Just tap the screen where you want to fire. Metroid's missions have always been nerve-wracking, but now they're non-stop because all of your map positioning and weapons changes are done on the fly. It's just awesome. If you're looking for the future of gaming, look at the interface. But what if your friend is more than a few feet away, say a few time zones away? No problem. Wi-Fi means you can connect via the net. It's beyond online. It's no line. In all, this machine truly is transformative. It changes how you connect to your games and to each other. And when will that launch come? We're targeting release of Nintendo DS in both Japan and America this year. Thank you.
Thank you. Nintendo was proud when we introduced all make us proud. But I think we are most proud of this. All of those innovations changed games, and so will Nintendo DS. It is different. That same word, different, also defines our approach for our next home system. It won't simply be new, it won't simply include new technologies. Better technology is good, but technology is not enough. The definition of a new machine must be different. I want you to know that Nintendo is working on our next system, and that system will create a gaming revolution. I suppose I could give you a list of our technical specs. I believe you'd like that, but I won't for a simple reason. They really don't matter.
Oh my gosh.
The time when horsepower alone made an important difference is over. Thank you very much.
So, So okay. Um all right. So I am going to actually uh pose a few questions to you all. You know, just to kind of get this stream started because well, I want to kind of start a discussion here in the chat here. So, um all right. So, I'm going to ask a few questions here while we're here doing this. So I want to ask questions here, and I probably am gonna ask you to answer them. So, the first question I think I'm gonna ask you is, what did you think of the trailer? So, what did you think about the initial trailer the um when the DS kind of first came out? Then, you know, I want to kind of know what you guys I want to kind of know what you guys thought of the trailer. Did you think it was great? Did you think it was good? And did you think that it could have been better? You know, with the announcement and stuff? And the second question is, would you buy a DS on release day when it would come out, the first model of the DS? And I'm asking this question back in time. Um, so I'm asking the second question back in time. Like, would you guys buy the first DS model when it comes out? Would you guys purchase the first DS model that comes out when it comes out? Would you purchase it? Would you wait a, like a couple months or a year to get the DS Lite? You know, that's what I'm wanting to know. You know, would you buy the first DS model when it comes out? Would you buy the first DS model when it first comes out? So I'm asking like in a past point of view. And the third question would be, and the third question I would say maybe actually, I think two questions is good for now. So I'm gonna actually put my two questions here. So, answer those two questions if you guys want, or you can ask your own questions if you want to, because I really would appreciate if you guys would kind of would answer those two questions on in the chat if you guys would like to. But that's what I'm gonna do. So, but we're next gonna watch the trailer of the Nintendo DS Lite announcement. So we're gonna watch the Nintendo DS Lite, the second DS model, which the first model came with the Game Boy Advance, with the Game Boy Advance thing, at the bottom where you put your DS, where you put your Game Boy Advance games. After the DS Lite, you don't get the DS. With the DSi, you don't get that anymore. You just get like eh, like the DS slot, and that's kind of it because it was a bigger, more advanced console of the DS Lite. So yeah, we're gonna watch the initial trailer for this one. Um, I don't know where I left the other trailer, so thought I had it here. I'm not too sure, but let me see here. We're gonna watch this one actually. See if we can get this one. Sorry for the overabundance of ads. I'm not going to show the ads here. Okay. Now we're getting it. So we're gonna play this again. We're gonna play this again. I'm not going to push anything right now. I'm gonna make this full screen so you guys can see the whole thing. So here we go. And I gotta say, this is pretty low quality for like a trailer.
Products rated for everyone.
But, you know, it was in 2006. So I kind of would expect this trailer to be like low quality at the time. So yeah. I'm gonna ask the same questions here like I did in the first trailer, but you guys can comment that if you want. But now we're gonna move on to the DSi trailer here. So the DSi trailer, I would recommend this DS anyone if you guys wanted to collect a DS, or if you guys wanted to buy a DS by yourself or for somebody else, you know, like I would recommend this DS, the DSi, to anyone, you know, because this one is kind of like a good model, you know. This one was the superior model to the DS Lite and the original DS model. And you know, the DSi XL came after that, but you know, it's kind of bulky, but I think the DSi is one of those consoles that I would highly recommend to people if people were asking for a good recommendation to a DS model that they would want. But we're gonna watch the trailer, so here we go.
Let's discover Nintendo DSi, Nintendo DSi Shop, Nintendo DSi Sound, and Nintendo DSi Camera. With Nintendo DSi Camera, you can play with visuals. Simply take a picture of yourself and add a personal touch to your new Nintendo DSi. Now you can start playing around with the images. Create funny distortions instantly. Nintendo DSi can recognize faces and alter them with hilarious results. With the outer camera, you can capture pictures from your environment. Add set or even personalized frames to your photos to give them an individual feel. Be creative and play around with multiple lenses. Each of your photos will be unique. Edit your pictures instantly or apply one of the multiple effects after you've taken them. Your pictures are automatically sorted by the date you've taken them. Simply browse through them and enjoy rediscovering your memories. With Nintendo DSi, you can enjoy music and sounds in a unique way.
Sorry guys, I
You can record sounds and voices with Nintendo DSi and then edit and play with them.
Nintendo DSi. Nintendo DSi. Nintendo DSi. Nintendo DSi. Nintendo DSi.
You can now listen to your favorite music on Nintendo DSi. Simply copy the tracks onto an SD card using a computer. Plug in your earphones and enjoy your music wherever you are. Discover special filters and sound effects. Select your music with your stylus and jam along while adding effects. In order to get DSi Wear, you can go online wirelessly and access the Nintendo DSi shop. Get Nintendo points in stores to purchase DSi Wear online. Select from a diverse library of applications and games and download them directly onto your DSi. Surf the web with the free Nintendo DSi browser. Take memos with ease. Create flipbooks with drawings or using your photo images, thanks to the free moving memo pad. Enjoy a rich selection of fun and fresh games, like a new Wario game. Enjoy puzzle classics, fun mini-games and exclusive new titles. Download DSi Wear and carry your personal software collection with you.
This looks like something I would definitely buy.
You can also play and enjoy all available Nintendo DS games on your Nintendo DSi.
So, what I was trying to say, the DS was, I feel like I would buy a DSi if this was, like in a, like an environment where, where, like, I would buy this was like a TV ad, like, people get excited for, like, DSi, like, you get all the great features, just wonderful. Yeah. Yeah, I would buy that too. I would definitely buy the DS if if I was there, cuz like, cuz I don't know how to word this, but But I would buy the DS back then. If it first came out. If I was born in like the 90s or something, like I would be super excited for the DS, and just the fact that was good, and yeah, it pretty much is. Would have bought the DS too. I would have bought the DS way then, cause that would be something. Yeah, you could say that. I mean, the DS was very similar to the Wii, especially when it came to like the DSi. The DSi, in my opinion, looked more like the Wii in some instances, because the channels, and the added features through that. It was just something that we it was just something that it was something that we knew back then, and the Wii was very prevalent during the time of DS days, and the Wii was very popular, and the DSi did take some things as well. Yeah, it's also a classic as well, so there's no doubt about that. Yeah, there's no doubt that it's a classic. It's been loved by many people throughout its lifetime. And I bet, a lot of people would have loved to get their hands on a DSi back then, you know, just to experience it, and to just, get their hands on one. That's how I look at it. And just the fact that um that the DSi did bring a lot of improvements to the DS Lite, you know, even though they did take out the Game Boy Advance port on there, like the port where you put your DS game your Game Boy Advance games in. Yeah, they took that out in DSi. But was still a great improvement from the DS Lite, considering that the DS Lite was very lightweight at that point as well. So definitely something I would recommend to people, and I wouldn't worry about the Game Boy Advance games too much if you're just like wanting to just play the DS games, and just wanting to have a good experience, like the music or the photos and stuff. Yeah, yeah, you could say that, the GBA did the GBA did I would have to personally put it at the top as well, even though like it had even though it's backwards compatible with every console, but you know, it was, I feel like the DS on its own did very well, even though like GBA GBA games were kind of like a highlight of the DS and the DS Lite. That was something. But it doesn't really change anything, because the DSi was good for what it is, and just it did feel very similar to the Wii in many instances, and it did bring a lot more features to it as well. So if you're just looking for like a a, a system that you know that you probably would want to play your GBA games on, I would say maybe the DS Lite would be your best option. But if you're like not looking for like GBA games and you don't want to deal with the GBA slot at the bottom, then I would say go for the DS Lite or I would say go for the DSi or the DSi XL. One of those two. Even though the DSi XL is a little bit more bulkier than the DSi, but you know, just my thoughts, That's all I could say. Um but we're gonna watch the DSi XL trailer here. So we're gonna watch this. Let's go and do this.
Thanks to the wider viewing angle, you can more easily enjoy games with other people. Try solving a puzzle from Professor Layton together with someone. Breathe new life into your games thanks to the bigger screens.
Big selling point there.
Or simply enjoy a bigger picture. Using the new additional large stylus on the touchscreen feels natural and comfortable. Feel the effect as you learn how to paint with the new Nintendo DSiWare title Art Academy. The Nintendo DSi XL features pre-installed applications and games like a little bit of Dr. Kawashima's Brain Training Arts Edition. Nintendo DSi XL, out March 5th.
The DSi and the DSi XL, they do have a little bit of little differences here and there. I don't really know, honestly. I really don't know. But I really do feel like nervous because I just because Nintendo does go after many things, and just with their history with things like copyright and stuff, it just kind of worries me a little bit because I did get a few copyright claims on Nintendo in the past, so I was very wary about that. But other than that, I think I'm quite okay with like just showing things like with Nintendo's content. But you know with the gameplay and stuff, I don't think I would show that if yeah, Nintendo's ninjas really do go out to attack people. I know, because they are really something, and just with their past, with the gaming content, uh with I would say maybe like with gameplay, that's where it hits the most. Where I have a few videos that are acclaimed from Nintendo where I played New Super Mario Brothers U, and I did use music. I had the sound on, and I don't know how that picked up, but they copyright claimed some of my videos containing that. So I was a little bit worried about that, and I it's expected to be nervous, and Yeah. And yes, they used to get mad over just their music as well. But you know, I whenever I do like gameplay and stuff like that, I always turn like the sound off, with my Need for Speed gameplays or like something that requires like me just having to play a video game. Um I'm probably I probably am muting like most of that sound and just playing the game like that, since I don't want to get any copyright stuff on my things down the line, if that's going to be something that companies will get mad over. Yeah, they used to have the partner program, and yeah, they did cancel it back in the day, and honestly, I feel like that's how that's how it is. I think the completionist is one of the first in it or something. Yeah, but I I don't know, but the um the partner program, it kind of upset a lot of people, especially when it came to like Super Mario Odyssey. A lot of people who wanted to play Super Mario Odyssey were kind of weary about Nintendo like just going after them for quite a reasons. So uh that's something that you know that kind of worries some people. And yeah, I know like I know the completionist. I think I know that the completionist avoided copyright strikes, but I'm trying to be safe than sorry, because just the fact that I I would really not like my videos taken down for any apparent reason due to me having gameplay and stuff like that. So it's kind of something that I have to keep worried about. But you know, um, yeah, and it got the partner program got so bad. I think like Nintendo shut it down. I think in one of those days, like maybe 2019, maybe 2020. I would say maybe like they shut down their partner program, which I mean that's a relief. But Nintendo ninjas always go after like the uh I mean, yeah, I understand. Like, I understand. Their anger wouldn't be towards somebody who can't fight back like I do. I don't have that much cash to fight Nintendo, you, but I gotta be safe than there, and I gotta be safer than sorry. But I always still enjoy doing whatever I can to get some gameplay out there, to get some sort of thing that that I would love to do, whether it's gameplays of a certain game, or just music of a certain game, or just something completely random on gaming. But just the fact that um I have to be kind of lenient on that, just really kind of just like puts me in a very bad place. I used to upload old cartoons on a channel. I forgot the name of it. They used to copyright claim me. Oh gosh. Oh yeah, yeah, cause old networks like cartoons. That's another thing. Cartoons. Uh, so like, if you like upload SpongeBob or something, like Viacom will probably go after you, because that you use like some of their work, and just if you're not monetizing anything off of that, I would say you're okay. You'll just get a claim, but you still gotta be wary because there's problems down the line if you don't like be careful of like copyright claims and stuff like that. So just something to keep in mind when you're doing this. So that's pretty much something I would say. I'm probably giving advice to people. I'm probably giving like bad advice, but honestly, I feel like a lot of copyright things. Probably because they they think they probably will still work in I think these big YouTubers think that they can get away with everything. So I think that's why it's just like that. So it's probably something that yeah, no, but I mean I could talk about this all day if you want to. I don't really care, but um yeah, I would definitely I would just, I would definitely like I would definitely stay wary of that, and just things that I would consider, but um yeah. But right now but right now, I really just feel like I kind of would stay wary of that, so I would think so. But uh honestly, I think we're gonna go with a tire list. So I want to do kind of like a tire list here. So we're gonna do like Nintendo stuff. Here we'll see. Um, Tire lists are not really a problem because just the way that they're structured, and just the way that they do these tire lists for fun as well. So yeah. Yeah. If you want to upload animation, you can, and you know, just do what you want to do, man. That's all I can say. All I can say is you do you. Do what you do, and just keep living the dream, man. And yeah. Um. All right. Uh. Let me see what I can find here. Goodness me. Probably will do the ultimate collection of Nintendo Switch games. There's not gonna be much probably, since a lot of these are kind of like really just remakes and remasters, I would say. Like new Super Mario Bros. U and stuff like that. But I could say that. So um honestly, I'm gonna pick the first game, which is Super Mario Odyssey. Um, I feel like this game is great. This game is real great. Um, I would say this game is some of one of those games that I can't live without. Those the Super Mario Odyssey game. I feel like I feel like the game was really well made, considering that it was based on something that we never saw before, and with with the predecessor being the Nintendo 64, that Super Mario 64, where you traveled through pain and stuff. this is pretty much a new experience. Um, uh, Super Mario 3D All Stars. I don't know. I think I'll put it in the okay category. I don't know. I'm pretty much debating between good and okay. It's not bad and it's not even bad. It's just okay. Cause it really is nothing special considering that, you know, it's just 3 games. Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, which by the way, Super Mario Sunshine is a great game, and especially Super Mario Galaxy. Those 3 games, those are good. But Super Mario 3D All Stars, I would say it's pretty okay, with the added improvements, the life of quality improvements, it's okay on its own. But it feels like all these games are the same other than just like different controls for each of them. So that's something that I feel like is something different. There's really no added difference other than like the controls, but just the fact that I get that, just the fact that it was put onto a 3D All Stars collection for the Super Mario 35th anniversary. It's kind of cool. But yeah, um, oh dear God, what do we got here? Um, Super Mario Party. Now, do I have a lot to say about this game? My goodness. Oh gosh. If I were to tell you what I feel about Super Mario Party, I don't know if I were to tell you how I thought about Super Mario Party, I would say it is possibly one of, if not the worst, Mario Party games out there. And let me tell you why that is. There is literally about 4 boards in like the entire party mode, and there's like about a bunch of mini games. The mini games save it, but the added modes like the challenge road, you know, there's just a lot of mini games here and there in the modes. But the boards are terrible. They're linear. They're just they're just so devoid of just what makes Mario Party. And Super Mario Party is not a Super Mario Party. It's a mediocre or a bad Mario Party. Oh, that's what I think of this. Yeah, yeah, I could say. What tier list am I doing? The tier list that I'm doing right now is the ultimate ultimate collection Nintendo Switch games tier list. That's the one I'm doing right now. If you're wondering about that, yeah. Um, all right. Maybe let's get on to a good game. Let's see. So Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. Um, okay. I would say this game is probably in the great category. It's great, it's really great, you know, it's a great game. I mean, it's not a must-have by any means, but it's a great game. It's a great game, it's a really great game. And for a game that is on the Nintendo Switch, that was ported from the Wii U. This is probably one great game that I would recommend to people, because honestly, this game is great. And Super Mario 3D World is great and all, and for people who haven't played the Wii U version of Super Mario 3D World, uh, you might get to experience it for the first time. But um, but the biggest highlight of the game is Bowser's Fury, and I gotta say, when I have the game on the Switch, and I gotta say, the Bowser's Fury mode on Super Mario 3D World is pretty great, actually, because it does something that a lot of games never done before, and just the fact that they were able to branch out with a new mode that is unique to Super Mario 3D World is something that um that 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 differs from the Wii U version of this game. So it's a great game. Not a must-have, I would say. Not a must-have game, but I would say it's a great game. More than more than New Super Mario Bros. U and the other remakes that they have for the Nintendo Switch. Except for Breath of the Wild. The Breath of the Wild is one of those games that was supposed to be released on the Wii U. That was originally on the Wii U. It did release on the Wii U, but it released it in Nintendo Switch as well. But that's pretty much all I can say about that. Um. Okay. I don't really know. I don't really know Mario and Sonic at the Tokyo 2020 games. I mean, I know this game. I played the demo of it once or twice, but I never got really into it. So I think I'm just gonna put it in the good category. If you guys have played it, let me know. Let me know if you guys have played it. If it's a good game or not. If I should pick it up. Um, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. One of those games that is really good. That is really good. That is really great, actually. Just to be honest with you, one of those games that is really great. That is a Wii U remake remaster. Um, Super Mario Maker 2, one of those games I kind of played a little bit here and there. It's a pretty good game. I'm not gonna lie, it's a pretty good game. One of those games I would really replay again if I had the chance to. Never got to play Bowser's Fury or even 3D World. Yeah, you should really play that game once or twice. So, yeah, that would be something. Um, okay. I hear a lot of people talk about the Animal Crossing New Horizons game. From hearing all the reviews about it, it's a really good game. I mean, it's a really good game, to be honest, but the Nintendo Switch Online plus expansion pack uh with the Animal Crossing New Horizons thing, it was a good addition, but just the fact that it was added in the Nintendo Switch Online plus expansion pack subscription is kind of a letdown. But I would purchase the DLC like separately. So that's how I would feel about it. That's how I would feel. Um, it's a great game, honestly, though. So, I never got to play it, but I heard it's really good, considering there's a lot of videos about it. Snipper clips. Gosh, this game. So this game, I would have to say, it's okay. It's not bad. It's not even good either. It's in the middle, because it does a lot of things that it. I really played it once or twice, and the game is fun. But for me, I'm not really into snipper clips. My brother plays it mostly, but I don't really play that much of snipper clips. So I really don't know what I could be playing here, 'cause I don't really know what the game is really about. So yeah. Wow, I got like a bunch of other games here. So overlooked Pokemon, Utopia. I don't think I played Utopia yet, but Luigi's Mansion 3, a really good game, a really great game, honestly. Or actually, I'll put it in the must-have section, because it's a really must-have game for them for like a good Luigi's Mansion game. The Luigi's Mansion series is a pretty good game. The Luigi's Mansion series is a great series. And the one on GameCube is great. Dark Moon was great. I haven't played Dark Moon, and I haven't played any of the other Luigi's Mansion games. I played Luigi's Mansion on the GameCube once or twice, but Luigi's Mansion 3, in my opinion, I did play a little bit of it, but it was a really good game, to be honest. So that was something that I was really impressed about, and just the fact that Luigi has its own story outside of the Mario Brothers series is something that Nintendo should capitalize on, and Luigi should be kind of like a main staple at this point, considering that he's had like a lot of Luigi's Mansion games at this point. So I'm hoping they would do another Luigi game aside from New Super Luigi U. But that should happen at least another game once, because I would love to see Luigi as like a main character aside from the Luigi's Mansion series and the New Super Luigi U. So that's kind of like my thoughts. Oh, I tried to buy Breath of the Wild, but didn't have funds to buy it. Oh dear, that's quite bad. Scott the Wiz likes the game a lot. That game was pretty good as well. You know what I want? Another Luigi centered platformer like Super Luigi U. Yeah, Luigi's Mansion is cool and all, but he's just so fun to use in platformers. True, true. He's fun to use in platformers. I'm not gonna lie, he's good. He's good in platformers. He's real good in platformers. But Dr. Luigi, all those other games, those are games that I would especially I would like to see Luigi be in. Platformers are fun, and Luigi's Mansion is good, but I would love to see Luigi in like another like another game environment, just like it's like something, Oh yeah, the hype boost. Yeah, the hype boost from Super Mario Bros. 2. The hype boost makes him really entertaining. I forgot about that. In his jump, yes. I forgot about that. The hype boost from Super Mario Bros. 2 and Super Mario Brothers 2, the other one, the Japanese version. Oh yeah, too. Peach needs also another platformer as well. Peach, I mean, she hasn't been there since I would say since Super Mario Brothers 2, the USA version of the game uh, that was made, that was made from like another game called Doki Doki Panic was the game. It was like it was like in the Japanese, but it's another game that looked like the Super Mario Brothers 2 that we have here in the US, and it's a really good platformer as well. But the character that was the other character that Peach took her that Peach took a place in was a sister of was the sister of the main character of Doki Doki Panic uh called Lena. That's one of the characters I'm getting on about. And yeah, she did get her own DS game in 2006. Oh yeah, with her umbrella. Yeah, I did. I heard a lot of things about the about I heard a lot of things about Super Princess Peach. A really good game actually. I kind of like the fact um that whenever she has like an emotion, she she when she's angry, she bombards you stuff, I think. When she's happy, I think she gets like a slight boost or something like that. But with like, I kind of like the idea that they incorporated her emotions into the gameplay to actually make the game more interesting. And that's just something that I would say was probably something that was really good about it. So it was something really good. Um, yeah, it was fun. It was fun, and Super Princess Peach is one of those games that was really good. That's true. It's true. It's true with the emotion and stuff. She was angry. She was happy. She was crying. Yes, the Odyssey really needs DLC. It really needs DLC, and you know it would be pretty cool to see the other characters get a spotlight as well, like Peach or Bowser. We can have Bowser as a playable character. Luigi's balloon thing was nice, but come on, that's it. Wow, Luigi's balloon thing. I never knew that was in Super Mario Odyssey. But really, just that? Like, seriously? But come on now, like, Nintendo needs to do something that gives the other characters a spotlight. Like, Nintendo needs to do something that gives like other characters like a spotlight, like Bowser. Bowser had like a spotlight there at the end of the game where you played as him, where Cappy got onto Bowser, and yeah, other than patches, that was like the final gameplay update. Other than patches, wow, wow. That's the only thing that they did. That's crazy, and that's sad actually. What Nintendo needs to do real better about that. But like I was saying, Bowser, like Cappy transferred into Bowser. And for a little bit Mario was Bowser at the end of the game. That was something cool that I thought was really clever of the developers to do, because that was something that I never thought that in a million years it'd be that way, since um, we never really get to see something like that at all. Oh my gosh, that was pretty much something. Wow. So that was pretty much it. And updates and DLC, going back to that, uh yeah, they really do need to have um more DLC for these games. A Bowser game would be so funny. They actually did that. They actually did a game where you play as Bowser, Mario and Luigi's Bowser's Inside Story, but you only get to play as Bowser like for a brief time. You know, in the story where you get some part as Bowser, you get some part as the as the Mario brothers. It kind of was interchangeable between the brothers and between Bowser, so you get a little bit of both. So that was kind of cool what they did in Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. A really good RPG. I played that before, but I never got past the Kara minigame. If you haven't heard of that, uh, it's a really good game for the Nintendo DS, for the Nintendo 3DS as well. Yeah, honestly, I would love to see something like that. Maybe we would see it for something like why he keeps taking Peach. And it's really like a deep dive into Bowser's flaws and strengths as a character. Yeah, because, we get to see a lot of Bowser's dialogue in the game where he, he kind of gets angry at times and calls his minions like really bad things like idiots and stuff like that. But it does dive into a lot of Bowser's flaws and strengths as a character. And Bowser's strengths, he's strong. He never takes any bull crap from anybody. And just the fact that um he is flawed, but he's a great character at the same time, makes it all worthwhile. Makes it all worthwhile. I'm not gonna lie, it makes it all worthwhile. And that's what's so great about Mario and Luigi's Bowser's Inside Story, and what's great about seeing um, Bowser's development throughout the game. And that's something that was something good about it. Would you want to see the return of Super Mario Run on the Switch? Be honest, because this could be debated. Ah, honestly, I would. I would have. I'm honest. I'm gonna be frankly honest here. I would say yes. I would say yes. And let me tell you why I say yes to this sort of thing. The reason being is because of the run mechanic. Even though it was made on like a smartphone like this, like on a smartphone, it really did feel like New Super Mario Bros. U in a sense. It really did feel like New Super Mario Bros. U, where it took some of the elements from New Super Mario Bros. U, and it did improve on that. And even though it was just like tap simulator thing. Um, I would really like to see that again. And I would like to see that redone on the Switch. See what they can come up with if Super Mario Run was on the Switch. I would love to see that, and I would love to see what the developers would come up with if Super Mario Run was on the Switch. Because honestly, I would love to see that, but I would love to see what developers would have in store for that. So that's kind of like my cup of tea on that. So something to think about. I don't know. What are your thoughts about this? I don't know. What's your thought about this? I really don't really know, because honestly, I feel like it would be a great idea, but I think with challenging game design that entices the player to think strategically, it could honestly be a really good game, rated E for everyone. Yeah, it entices it entices the player to think strategically of what their next move could be. That's what I kind of liked about Super Mario Run, because it did let you think outside the box, what moves are you going to do, and what moves are you going to do to actually beat that boss, or get everything in the game. That's something that I would say. And with that, I would say it's pretty great, to be honest with you. And I would love to see it again. And like you said, it, it entices the player to think strategically, and I think it would be a really great game for somebody who would play Mario games, to be honest. So I would say that would be a really good idea. And it would be something innovative for everybody to enjoy. Just everybody in general to enjoy. You know, it would be something fun. Um so that's all I got to say about that. So, something of that sort, I would say it would be great to see that once again. Um okay. Um uh, oh yeah, Mario Kart Tour, that game from the App Store. It wasn't that bad of a game, but you know, it is a great game. I would say that it's a great game on its own. It's a really great game on its own. But just the fact that uh just the fact that it's kind of not made for like a touch screen. It kind of feels weird with the touch screen. I'm not gonna lie. It feels kind of weird with the touch screen. And just the fact that the touch screen is like this, it feels kind of weird to me. So something that I would kind of think about from time to time. Um, yeah. It was doomed from the beginning for being really annoying when it comes down to in-app purchases. Yes, very true. Very, very true. So true, in fact. Yes, it did. It was doomed from the very beginning because of those stupid microtransactions that held it down so much. And yes, you get used to it after a while, but with me, I don't like to spend like a couple dollars just to get some content for the game. Like, why would you get? Why would you spend? Why would you spend like a couple dollars just to get something from the game that it should already be in there? And like I said with the DLC brand, you know, like I said with the DLC brand, the microtransactions, you know, like maybe not like too long ago in 2021, that the game that um that these games need to stop doing these microtransactions. And you know, these games are really broken from the beginning because you know they come with free updates. They come with a paywall, and it's just really kind of sad. What I think they should do is port those beautiful exclusive tracks on Mario Kart Tour and put them in I guess Mario Kart 9, whenever that will be. Um, I don't know. Mario Kart 9, they milked so much out of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It's probably their most successful Mario Kart game to date. And you know, Mario Kart Tour is not really considered Mario Kart 9. Neither is Mario Kart Live Home Circuit as well. Those are really good games, but they're not Mario Kart 9. They're just not. And Mario Kart 9, if I'm going to be frankly honest with you, the game probably will not come out. I would say that. And just the fact that they made so many Mario Kart games and the fact that they're putting all their time and effort into Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, it's something that probably wouldn't happen. It was on two different consoles at the same price. I would have been surprised if it wasn't, you know, and two different console generations. Yeah, but like I said, again, Mario Kart 9 will probably not happen because of, you know, different stuff that just that different stuff that uh you know, just milking Mario Kart 8 Deluxe to maybe death because you know they have all this DLC for it, and you know they improved on the DLC. They improved on many things on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but the fact is, you know, Nintendo really just milks the hell out of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is something that really just grinds my gears. Yeah, it might be long after the Switch is gone. It it is long after it might be very long after the Switch. But I gotta say though, we can only hope though. Anyways, guys, I think I might want to get out of here. Um, you know, this has been a fun stream. If you guys enjoyed the stream so far, don't forget to leave a like. Don't forget to view the don't forget to view the live stream after this, and I'll check the live chat if I'm at it. When I do, see you, man. Thank you. But anyways, if you guys have any questions after the stream, you can leave those comments in the comment section. When is the next review? Review, I don't know. What do you guys want as the next review? What do you guys want to see as the next review? Tell me if you guys want to see what review you guys want me to do next on the channel. What's the next review you want to see? Give me some suggestions in the live chat before I go, or you can do that in the comment section after this video, after this live stream. You know, that's it. That's what I'm gonna do. But you know, leave me some suggestions. Do something about that. You know, because I would really love to hear your thoughts. if you can make a community post about it with a couple games on it, of course, I'll do a community post. I'll do it. A poll, sure, I'll do it. A couple games on it. I'll have to see what games are pretty good at the moment, but I'll have to see. But I'll make a community post as a poll for it. So expect that maybe today. Expect that today. I would say that much. But thanks for watching the stream. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream as much as I did. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.